Wrap up and my February TBR, I was actually reading two different books that I didn't get a chance to really discuss because I hadn't finished them in January and I wasn't going to technically continue reading them in the month of February since February was like Academy Award TBR month. I thought I'd take some time to talk about these two books because one is a fiction book, the other one's like a non-fiction self-help book. Passenger is a YA fantasy book and it's just a really big adventure. It's difficult to explain because there's so many twists involved, but basically a very watered down summary would be it's about a girl who is put on this epic journey of time travel in order to find an object that will help her with her mother who's being held hostage by a very important, powerful family. This is a type of novel that reminds me why I fell in love with the YA genre in the first place. I talked about my booktube goal of kind of straying away from the genre because I was so tired of every novel just sounding the same premise as The Hunger Games, same premise as Divergent, or like Harry Potter or City of Bones, where it was just over and over again, similar thing, or just like insta-love and these characters that like fall in love instantaneously and it always ends the same way. So I was just sick of it. Passenger was a nice, refreshing novel because I think it strays away even from like time travel itself. I think it has certain restrictions that make it much more interesting and there's more at stake there. So it's definitely a book I would recommend. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to talk about Ask a Queer Chick, A Guide to Sex, Love, and Life for Girls Who Dig Girls by Lindsay Miller. So I'm going to take it back a little bit before I discuss this. Ingrid came out last year. Ingrid is a very popular beauty guru. She was one of the original beauty gurus back when YouTube was a very small community. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. She came out last year, I believe. I met her at IMATS in 2014. IMATS is this like really big makeup convention. It's like very chaotic and meet a bunch of people, network, and you buy a whole bunch of discounted makeup. So I met her. I'm gonna block myself out of this picture because I do not know what I was thinking with my outfit that day. Like I just had a really big lapse of judgment in terms of just fashion sense. So anyway, she was really nice and she recommended this book on Twitter and I hadn't heard about it at the time because she had an arc. So the book came out February 2nd and it's really good. So basically, Lindsay, the author, started off writing an advice column on an online magazine and then she got the idea of creating a book pertaining to all the subjects and all the questions that she's ever answered. So it's not a question and answer format, it's just chapter by chapter has a different subject where you delve a little deeper. Let's show you the table of contents because I think that'll give you a better indication of all the subjects that this book covers, because otherwise I'm just gonna ramble about a whole bunch of different things. But you have your coming out chapter, you have a chapter about subculture, which I found very interesting because this book has a strong foundation in gender. I took a gender communication class last semester, the semester before that, last spring, I keep forgetting now, spring of 2015, and it changed my life. It changed how I looked at everything, and Lindsay also discusses those similar topics, especially in the subculture chapter. So there's a chapter on dating, there's a chapter on sex, there's a chapter on heartbreak, which I definitely wish was a lot longer, I'm not gonna lie. A chapter on bisexuality, as well as a chapter for people who are straight, whether you have a family member or a friend who is gay and you're kind of seeking help in navigating that whole aspect. There's a chapter for that. There's also a chapter on discrimination, which I thought was very important and I'm glad it's included, and one on marriage and a whole bunch of other things. This book is very witty, it's very smart, it's very comforting, I think, in terms of dealing with people who may be a little disillusioned. I'm not done with it, but it is a short book. It's like 230 pages. I'm just taking my sweet time with this. Oh, I have to catch up on a whole bunch of booktube videos because I will admit that I haven't really been watching a lot of videos because I've just been so overwhelmed with school and work. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, if anyone's celebrating today. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great time.